Just when you thought it couldn't get any
worse,
Rachel goes, hold my beer. You guys were upset about the last video. Well, this one might not be any more pleasant, but we gotta talk about it. Let's go. So before we get into the exploitation train that Rachel continues to ride, and maybe a little bit of karma too, I want to say hello everyone. Welcome back to De-Influenced. I'm Sasha, and my goal here is to get you guys to think critically about where you're currently spending your social media currency. Ooh, that was all one breath. By digging deep into influencer culture, calling them out, and holding them accountable for their crappy behaviors. Today, we are again going to be looking at House of Hughes because Rachel has uploaded another video, and you know, there's been 3 about B-boy since his accident. And in this new video, she gives away a little tidbit of information that a lot of people are really upset about, and I figured we'll watch it together. I haven't seen this. Obviously, I know what the bomb that she's gonna drop, and we will discuss. We will discuss, obviously. But I wanted to watch this together with you guys because people are quite upset about this video as well. So that's all I got, guys. Let's just get right into the video. Let's go. Choices were made.
Hey you guys, welcome back to the House of Hughes. Please just ignore everything about my voice and my face right now. Fun fact.
I assure you, I will not be able to ignore everything with your face right now. That is going to take up the bulk of my attention, and my ADHD is going to hyperfixate on that. Guys, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say the quiet part out loud. I love you guys. I love making content for you guys. You will never catch me dead on camera like this. Never. It's not gonna happen. It's just, I'm not that desperate, and it's not worth it. Why didn't she just wait to film? Clearly you feel like shit. You probably feel more like shit because you look like shit, and it's not me trying to bully her, like, come on. But why? Why not just wait? This is ridiculous. Okay.
When I get insanely stressed or I have just some trauma surface or anything like that, I will oftentimes break out with really, really bad cold sores. I have cream on it so you can like obviously see where it is, but like half my lip is so swollen.
Oh, don't get too close. They're contagious. Like, oh my God.
Really just irritating and kind of painful, but I have a massive...
Well, exactly. So it's the sad fishing. It's for the sad fishing, for the sympathy votes, and the oh, you're so stressed, mama, it's okay. Guys, she bathed and went to change her child on camera. It's not okay.
it's not okay.
She was not supervising her children, and her child fell down the stairs in his wheelchair. Nothing is okay.
A cold sore that came on from stress because it's obviously winter here in Utah. When I get cold sores, it's either sun or stress, and this was definitely brought on by stress. I'm also just the tiniest bit under the weather. Like, I just have a dull sore throat and it's just a little irritating. So I've just got like a lot going on right here, as you guys can see.
So just go sleep. Just go rest. Just go relax your body and don't film. This is, to me, this is really toxic when it comes to content creation and social media and influencers that need to film a video in this condition when she is clearly in pain, uncomfortable, sick, and not feeling well. Like, why? There's no reason for it other than to get the sympathy votes. It's just like, there's no reason for it. It's not like it's breaking news. It can wait a little bit. And is this gonna be for the next 2 weeks of content?
Like, Beckham is doing phenomenal. He has this cute little booster seat that we attach to the chair. And it like straps him in and also straps him to the chair so that he can like have meals with us and sit at the table. He is playing with his toys, and I'm actually shocked he hasn't thrown them off the table today, which is unlike him. But he's scrolling through the iPad right now, which I think is so sweet. But you guys are definitely in for...
Why is that so sweet? He's actually scrolling through the iPad, which I think is so sweet. Take a shot every time she says sweet. Alvin, can we put a counter up, please? Let's not forget.
Also, guys, say hi to Alvin. He's helping me edit my videos now. Thank you.
I want to thank all of you who have been so kind and so loving about Beckham's accident and like what he's been going through and what our family has been going through. I am so happy that, as you guys can tell, the swelling on his face is obviously...
Side note, these, the acceptable other gummy other than Sour Patch. The only one though.
Completely gone almost at this point. He has a few little gashes in his nose where the glue was put on the day that we were in the ER. He is just doing phenomenal. He's been acting like himself for a while now. I've shared that with you guys. Hunter and I had a really big decision to make when it came to surgery. Hunter and I just really kept thinking about the pros and cons, and ultimately we decided. And I think after like the rush of it all, I got sick and developed a huge cold sore, and I'm like, okay, this is like what had to come to fruition for me. Like all of the stress in my body has been built up, and now my body is like executing it like this.
Is she admitting that she deserves this karma 100%? Like, why did you just say that? That's a weird comment, but okay.
Again, I'm gonna get better and we're gonna be so good, huh? It was kind of a crazy start to the year, but I'm like, you know what? We're gonna have a phenomenal year. He's doing just incredible. How many times can I say that? I am so excited to thank our sponsor today.
That was, what the that wasn't even a transition. That wasn't what? Just like literally mid-sentence. Hey, here's my sponsor. Bye. Here's my cold sore. Like, I don't think, did I speed this up? I don't think I sped this up. I didn't. No wonder she's talking so freaking slow. Okay. We'll start at 1.25, and if I can't handle it, we're going to speed it up. I'm sorry, guys. Slow down my video. I don't know what to tell you. I can't. I don't follow these people for a reason. I can't. Okay, let's see. We are at 2:16. How long does this ad go on for? Okay, 2:53, 3:23. Oh my God, 4:04, 4:37. 5:25. She changed. She changed. I'm at 5:25. What did we start at? 3 something? Why? Where'd her sweater go? What happened? We missed something. It doesn't matter.
To Lumi for sponsoring today's video. He's happy, and that makes me really happy. So it's a slow Saturday morning.
5:45. 5 minutes and 40. That was like a 3.5 minute ad right at the beginning of her video. And it was a jump scare too. Do better.
Hunter's actually on a date with...
They literally make so much money. Enough so that she can get fillers and surgeries and like fancy, probably new phones, cars, all the things. Like, just do better.
Lately, I decided to stay home with Beckham because we've actually been going on their dates with them, which has been really fun. But I decided to stay home just since I am like a little under the weather and I've just got kind of a lot going on. Beckham and I are just hanging out at home, and I am so obsessed with this booster, you guys. It's like so fun.
It's so funny because she's like, I decided to stay home because like I'm under the weather. I'm not feeling well and like I got a lot going on, so I don't want people to see me, and then films and puts herself on the internet. Less people would have seen you if you went out. Just throwing it out there.
For him to have multiple places in our house that he can sit, we have made the decision that the wheelchair will not be in our home until we have a 1-story. He gets to be in his wheelchair for 6 hours every...
So there you go. That's the info. The wheelchair will not be in our home until we move to a 1-story. So are you currently looking for a new house to live? I hope so. I hope you are actively selling this house and seeking a new house to live. What do you mean you're taking away your child's wheelchair, his mobility device, in his own home. His ability to move around comfortably, learn his device. A lock on the basement door isn't a better solution? And just like the wheelchair doesn't go upstairs? Like, but he gets to use it 6 hours a day. 6 hours a day at school, guys.
Single day, aside from Saturday and Sunday. There's multiple other places that he...
Aside from Saturday and Sunday. That's true too. So, what? So he's either gonna crawl around or be strapped to a chair? Like, what the?
He can sit that are not mobile, and he...
What? There's lots of other places he can sit that are not mobile. That's not the point. What?
Surprises us.
Also, sorry, you guys, we can probably hear the banging upstairs. I can. Editing me probably can. Let me know. My son is playing video games, and he is a very intense and full-body committed video game player. So, sorry. Apparently, we need a more soundproof rug upstairs.
A lot. He learns how to do new things a lot. And sometimes, you know, he can be unpredictable, and we are not willing to risk anything ever again.
So did he open the door? That's what happened, eh? He opened the door. He learns a lot. He learns new things all the time, and we're not going to risk anything ever again. This is a recipe for disaster. This is a recipe for disaster. What is she gonna do? He's just gonna be strapped to a chair 24/7 at home.
And we didn't know even that we were risking anything, and so we are just not going to have the wheelchair in our home until we get a new home. That will be, you know, within the next few years, but like I mentioned,
within the next few years, you're not going to allow him to have a wheelchair in his own home for a few years? Are you fucking nuts? And what about his walker, his standing walker? Is she taking that away too? I'm shook. I am not happy. He's happy. I can't. Oh my God.
He literally gets to be in it 6 hours a day. There's other options and measures.
He literally gets to be in it 6 hours a day. This is the most able-bodied fucking decision I've ever heard in my life. This is the most ableist thing of life. She's like, oh, it's fine. He gets it 6 hours a day, so like it's fine. She has no idea. She literally has no idea. So like obviously it's fine for you. It's going to be more convenient and easier for your lazy, negligent ass. This is so upsetting.
That we can take over the summers and things like that when we will want him to be able to be mobile in our house. That is the game plan.
What did she just say? I don't know what she just said.
In our home until we get a new home. That will be, you know, within the next few years, but like I mentioned, he literally gets to be in it 6 hours a day. There's other options and measures that we can take over the summers and things like that when we will want him to be able to be mobile in our house. That is the game plan.
Like what? Like what? Like what? What are the other options and options? Where is her husband? There's no way he's okay with this. There's no way she what the...
Moving forward, I just again want to thank you guys for being so loving and so
oh my god, this is some messed up psychology shit. Here's the really terrible decision that I'm making. Here's the really borderline abusive decision that I'm making in regards to my son and his ability to access mobility and, you know, his overall mental health and well-being. But thank you so much for all your love and support. I really appreciate all your love and support. Don't forget, you guys love me so much. You love me, guys, and support me. And I went to we're going to go check the comment section again, because I went to the comment section and they're all like, oh, I hope you feel better. Oh, I hope you feel better. Except for one that I found that I will insert after. I'll read it after.
Kind. We also had a really fun night last night, so I'm going to insert just a little bit of footage. We had a little family night, just cooking dinner together and getting everyone ready for bed, which I feel like you guys don't get to see very often, so I'm going to insert that for you guys right here. It's kind of hectic here at home, but I feel like I don't show you guys a lot of the behind the scenes when we're settling.
Look at my YouTube thing in the back of my kitchen.
You suck. This is what?
Down at night and kind of getting things ready for bed, getting cozy. So I am working right now and Hunter is cooking. Hunter preps the majority of our food for the week and he loves cooking and he's so great at it. And then Blakely is doing her little steroid treatment with her dinosaur. It used to be a fishy, but we had to get a new one. And Beckham is getting his tube feed and his nose is looking phenomenal. Hunter prepped some hamburgers for us. Here is little Miss Chloe hanging out.
Oh my god, they look so dry.
And then he's also over here preparing some meat. It's the same meat as the hamburgers, but we just prepare it in a different.
Really? I'm sorry. Oh, hamburgers are made with ground beef, and ground beef is
way, so we can use it for tacos and salads. And Blakely is really difficult to understand right now, but she's doing so good. So good. She's a little rock star in her princess dress doing the steroid, and it's obviously working. And then, you want to tell your friend something? Yeah. Okay, let me tell.
Oh my god, stop. I want to tell my friend something. How does she not know how dangerous that is? We already know that there's obviously some lack of supervision for these children. Regardless of what happened and what actually happened, there's a lack of supervision. And for her to be labeling her followers as friends is so incredibly dangerous for a child, girl's age. Why? Because anyone can walk up to her and be like, I'm just one of your YouTube friends. Come with me. And she's gone. I want to tell my friend something. Like, I can't.
Her new princess dress is almost here. Look at little Beckham. His face is looking absolutely unreal, like so good. Blakely's steroid treatment is so loud, so please forgive the background noise, but in this video I am going to be giving you guys a full update on what we decided for Beckham's surgery. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Now I want to show you like a little more in depth this cute little booster.
That was nothing. There was nothing. That was nothing. I didn't enjoy
Your
it.
seat because it's so adorable and I love the way he's just so comfortable and he wants to see you guys because I just took the camera away and he's obsessed with seeing himself in the viewfinder. Obviously, I usually have it pushed like all the way into the table, but just to show you guys really quick, it has multiple straps, so he's completely strapped on, and then it's also strapped to the chair on the front, underneath, and on the back, and he just absolutely loves it. So I'll show you guys with it completely scooted in. It's just so comfortable and cozy for him, and like I mentioned, he hasn't thrown those toys off the table, which is very shocking because usually he throws them off, but it has been surprising. He has learned a lot of new skills lately, which is really cool. He actually can open the toy cabinet by himself and get the toys out, which is absolutely insane, and I'll have to show you guys how he does that. Look at how cozy he looks. Aw, his little cheeks look a little flushed. He's so sweet and so cozy. We love our Saturday mornings together. Hunter and Blakely just got back from their date, and Blakely was so excited to see Beckham in his booster. She had to pull up a seat right next to him and use his other booster to match him. Oh my goodness. You did decorate my tripod. I love that you want to watch TV with him. That is so sweet. Beckham is getting a...
I mean, of course. Of course. That was 2 more sweets.
nice little oral feed here at home. So the reason you guys don't
Not a sweet little oral.
see us oral feed him a lot anymore is actually because he gets all of his oral feeds at school, at least the majority of the time during the week. He has a feeding therapist at school, which is so beneficial for him. As you can see, he's doing phenomenal. Everything has improved so much because of his school. It's just incredible, the therapists that we have access to.
Oh yeah, people paying attention to him and teaching him things has improved him. Yeah, and doing therapy with him has improved. Yeah, yep. Checks out.
He was begging for an oral feed today. It was so sweet. Yes, Sissy, it is your turn. Did you want to show that you're painting with your fingers? Oh my goodness, cool. I love it. She's over there painting and Beckham is just getting some lunch. He already got some tube feeds, but then he basically like asked us for an oral feed.
She's so dismissive of B-girl. Like, oh my God.
Which we were already going to give him, but he jumped the gun a little bit. So we were like, you know what, we'll just give it to you right now. Oh, I want to see. I want to see. What are you painting?
No, you don't.
We started off with a paintbrush and ended with our fingers. She's very, very creative. You guys, I don't know what is going on, but I've completely lost my voice.
So why are you filming? Just log off. Just, why? This is a different day. Like, it's, what the fuck?
And I have a giant cold sore, but I actually feel good, which is like
She doesn't feel good.
so odd because I sound and look horrendous. We just got Beckham up. He's actually not going to school today because it's a holiday. So we just gave him his first 2 feed and he's doing phenomenal. I'm so sorry I have to give you guys this update with my voice like this, but I wanted to show you his sweet little nose. He obviously looks incredible. It looks so straight, and he just obviously is recovering with those little scars where he had to get glue put on. But he is doing incredible. He feels incredible. He's acting normal. He's also been eating like a little champion and sleeping incredible. So overall, I'm really, really happy with everything that we decided. I've got my little princess descending, and I made myself some tea to hopefully help with my voice, and I'm also filming a TikTok. I feel like it's taken me a hot minute to be able to update you guys just because of how crazy life has been, but I really want to share what ended up happening with Beckham's surgery. Obviously, a lot has transpired since his wheelchair accident. I have definitely been stressed, to say the least. You guys saw that I had a really, really emotional reaction, and that was definitely based on trauma, PTSD that was surfacing from experiences I've already had with Beckham. Definitely think that my physical body is like purging all of the stress now that it's finally over, through losing my voice, having a cold sore, like all of those things. It's just kind of like time for me to just like heal and recover in terms of my experience with this. And I am just so grateful that I was healthy and able to focus solely on Beckham, because it really was just overwhelming to watch him experience this. When we initially met with the surgeon that we talked about in our last video, he had looked at Beckham and felt his nose and showed us where the breaks were. And I believe that I told you guys that the breaks were in the front of his nose, and I was totally wrong on that. So I must have not understood when he was showing me the x-ray. So I want to apologize. They're actually higher up, like where the scars are and where the glue was placed with his, not stitches, but basically the same concept. So the breaks were actually up here. So he was letting us know that there's actually no reason that we need to operate on Beckham in terms of health, in terms of breathing, or in terms of just quality of life. And that as the swelling was going down, what we were actually looking for was just purely cosmetic and seeing if his nose was straight. Now, obviously, as a parent, it's kind of difficult to make a decision like that, because I obviously would never want to leave my child with a crooked nose, especially when we have the opportunity to get it fixed by a medical professional, while insurance is also willing to pay for it, which is really amazing. Now, I also want to state we would pay for it out of pocket regardless, but it's obviously something we would take advantage of if a surgeon was recommending it and insurance was also covering it as a medical expense, etc. However, in order to give Beckham the closed nasal reconstruction, even though they're not operating inside, he still would basically be starting the process of healing completely over, which is just intense for him, you know, and something I want to consider, especially if it's only for cosmetic purposes. So Hunter and I just decided, like, we always treat our kids equal. We will just do what we would do for Blakely, and I didn't really want to take into consideration.
What a dumb comment. Oh my God.
The fact that I'm not...
I don't know what that has to do with anything. Like, going down.
quite sure how aware of his nose he'll be in the future. I just felt like it wasn't fair to place that into the equation. And that's
Oh, right. Yeah. Right. Yet here you are exploiting him, and you're not sure how much of his story he'll want to tell one day, and you're not sure how, like, yeah.
just personally how I felt as his mom. I just wanted to do what I would have wanted my parents to do for me, regardless of his disability. I just felt like that wasn't fair. It's his face. I want it to be what I think he would want, because obviously if it was entirely just like up to my discretion, he looks perfect. It's like so difficult to find the tiniest flaw. Like, I just feel like I'm blinded as his mom. I still don't even feel like I'm blinded because I literally think he's perfect. So it feels even ridiculous to say that. But I just was like, okay, I need to be like really, really objective, because it's kind of hard to be objective when he's a perfect human being to me. So what we ended up doing was, the surgeon told us that it really was relatively very straight. And before we even went and saw him, before the swelling went down, we were like, it looks so straight. Like, I seriously was like, I can't.
So good thing you titled, "Is it healing crooked?" She is so clickbaity. It's disgusting.
Not fathom doing this surgery. Like, it just doesn't seem like it would do anything. I'm like, what is there even to fix? His face just looks phenomenal, and the swelling had gone down so much, and I'm just like, I just don't see the need to, start the healing process over. I cannot see any crookedness at all. Both sets of grandparents were like, he looks flawless. It doesn't look crooked at all. Hunter and I both felt good about it. The surgeon felt good about it. So ultimately we decided on no surgery, which I am so incredibly happy about. He is doing so well. And like, the fact that he's basically done with the healing process now, and all that needs to heal are the little cuts in his nose. It's just amazing, and feels so good to be able to like move past this, and him just like not have to relive any of the swelling or any of the healing with them having to go in and reset it. And so I am just like so grateful, because
he has to live with the consequence of you taking away his wheelchair now. So
it obviously looked so horrific in terms of like what I was looking at and the pain I assumed he was feeling. And I got into how difficult it was that he couldn't talk to me during that time. And I'm just so grateful that it just looks like he's so much more content now. So I'm really excited to update you guys that we did not end up getting surgery, and I am so grateful that we made that choice. I stand by it. I feel like it was the right decision, and all four sets, or not all four sets, but all two sets, so all four grandparents, Hunter and I and the surgeon, were all on the same page, and I feel like Beckham would be really grateful that that's the choice that we made. So I'm really happy about it, and I feel like we had a really crazy start to the year, and I'm just so ready to move forward with our family and have an amazing year.
And it's ridiculous because regardless, he's 6. So a 6-year-old still couldn't make that decision for themselves, able-bodied or not. And for her to like be talking all this because he's this, because he's that, like, it's just like, it's making his disability his entire identity. And I feel like she probably does that a lot. Whereas you could just look at him objectively as a human, as your child, not your disabled child. Like, it's just, regardless, you would have to make that decision as the parent.
It's been unique and kind of crazy, but I'm really hopeful that this year is going to be beautiful and incredible for all of us. I just feel that in my soul. So I want to thank you guys for just being so supportive and so kind. I'm just really grateful to have so many people who love and care for Beckham and who are so invested in his progress and his life. And I just am really grateful that I'm able to bring awareness to what life is like with a disabled child, because it's something that I never would have been educated.
I'm so glad I can raise awareness. Like,
You don't raise any kind of awareness. This was another useless, like, exploitative video. She's so...
I'd be so lost if I didn't have my own YouTube. Like,
educated on had I not experienced it. And I'm just really grateful that people want to be a voice for those who don't have voices. I love you guys so much.
I do want to be a voice for those who don't have voices. Okay, yeah, that was terrible. Yeah, wow. Let's jump over to their YouTube. One of the top comments. We are tired of hearing about your stress. You are absolutely wrong in taking his wheelchair away. There has to be a reason that door was open or open for him to fall down it. Secure the dang doors and let him have his wheelchair. Yeah, exactly. Oh geez, he's in a wheelchair 6 hours a day. Maybe you should only be on your feet 6 hours per day. Make your house safe for both your kids. It's not that hard. Amazon? Okay. Sweet. Her stands came first. The rest of us came after. I don't understand why you would stop Beckham from using his wheelchair. Safety latches on the doors, and parental responsibilities of watching your children would be more appropriate, don't you think? Can't understand why the basement door was open for him to fall down. Couldn't you just get safety latches for the basement door and any other door in the house? As an occupational therapy provider for 30 years, taking his wheelchair away is a huge mistake. He deserves the right to be mobile. I'm not trying to be harsh, but I guarantee the healthcare professionals that work with Beckham will tell you the same thing. Please reconsider. Don't let your trauma, no matter how justified, delay his development. Continued prayers for you all. See, that's not even a hater. Right there. Thank you so much for posting. He needs to be able to use his wheelchair everywhere. I agree with you 1,000,000%. There are 1,000 ways to keep a child safe in a multi-story home. Make accommodations. Do not take his wheelchair away. He should have been in a wheelchair 2 years ago. You underestimate him. Stop limiting him. Stop talking to him like he's a baby. At least you made the change from a high chair to a chair at the table. He's not a baby. Stop limiting him. He has more potential than you understand. He's not a pitiful, disabled child. Stop treating him like he is. Your mental health is holding him back. His improvement has skyrocketed since he's been in school. They are letting him fly. You should too. This tragic accident should not make you see him as more disabled. He is clearly able to fall down the steps. Again, you clearly underestimate him. I have 2 children with special needs. That's fine. We are good. But their disability does not define them. You should count how many times you say, my disabled child with CP, my disabled child. Do you say your daughter with asthma every time you say her name? No, you don't. I understand and sympathize with you for the loss of your child that should have been. That is not the hand you wanted to be given, but that beautiful boy is here, and it is your job to help him reach his max potential. Why does he not have a communication board? Why didn't you put breakfast to his lips? Until you got your own stuff figured out, you are holding both of them back. Until you get your own stuff figured out, you are holding both of them back. Accidents happen, so I'm confused why you wouldn't put locks on the door you don't want the kids to have access to. Instead, you're taking away his ability to sit up and have wheelchair independence. Maybe you think if you have Beckham strapped to a chair, he can't get hurt. Let me tell you, if he wants to move, he could rock that chair and potentially onto its side in seconds. Sad that you would prefer him to army crawl on the floor than mobile and attempt things to get him to his feet faster. Sorry, his wheelchair builds his core strength, which is key to him becoming mobile to his feet, ultimately walking on his own unaided. I have cerebral palsy. All my life, I have lived in a 4-level home. You never want to adapt your home to your disabled child. If your dream or goal is to see your son walking, despite what his BS doctors have said, what Beckham's future holds, they are not God. They do not have your child's determination, so they cannot guarantee anything about your son's future. Let Beckham adapt to his home on his terms. Give him the opportunity to get to his feet on his own. No, I did not walk until I was 10 years old, yet I could do everything within my home by 6 with very little parental help. Why? Because my parents didn't live in fear of me getting hurt. They lived in my determination to be independent on my terms in every level of the home I lived in. Today, I am 54 years old. Walking is sometimes difficult, but guess what? I still live in a 4-level home. Why? Because it keeps me moving or lose it. I refuse to end up back in a wheelchair needing many mobile devices. There is no reason why Beckham cannot be in his wheelchair within parts of his home. As long as there is no access to steps he could possibly fall down, as Beckham isn't going to fall up steps in his wheelchair at home. Some safe climbing rules might need to be put in place so you aren't living in fear 24 hours a day. Wow. I did not expect that reply. I'm so proud of you for everything you've accomplished. Unfortunately, this is a lot of incorrect assumptions about our feelings and actions. House of Hughes, read the room. Privacy doesn't ever explain why you can't put modifications on your home to allow him the utmost mobility. Imagine how he feels. It's not like you don't have the money to make the modifications necessary to modify your home. Yeah. So you are essentially taking away his walking legs, his ability to comfortably move around his home, just because you can't keep an eye on him. That's absolutely unfair and will set him back in so many ways. Your priorities are not where they should be, and your son is suffering because of it. Taking away his wheelchair, which is his form of mobility, instead of securing your door frames with baby gates and locks is ridiculous. I called it. I've been watching you for years, and him losing mobility because of your mistake is not fair. You can see how much the wheelchair has opened up the world to be. Fix the house. Don't take away his mobility and independence. As an adult who lives with CP and also a wheelchair user myself, I'm disgusted. Movement is a human right. My heart broke for him, and you didn't see his sweet face when you were talking about him not using his wheelchair at home. The expression was like, "What are you talking about? You can't be serious." I've said that before and I will say it again. You have one smart boy in Beckham. I realize life's busy with a 4 and 5-year-old, but I have to say what I have to say. So guys, that's that. Honestly, that's more than enough comments for my brain, because we're all saying the same thing. We all have the same concerns, and I genuinely can't believe that she's doing this and doing this to her poor kid. It's so outrageous and disgusting and sad. And I feel so bad for Beckham. I feel so terribly for that poor boy. The fact that she would go so far as to take away his wheelchair for a few years rather than just baby-proof her home is next level. I am genuinely dumbfounded that she would pull that, and it's so heartbreaking, and I hope she reconsiders.
I'm deathly sick, but I still want to make a quick little video regarding my last video that I just posted, because there's a lot of comments talking about when I said that we are not going to have the wheelchair in the house. That is a temporary decision. So everyone assuming that we're taking away the wheelchair for good and we're not taking other precautions, totally incorrect. We are not letting the wheelchair back in the home until the precautions have been taken that we know this cannot happen again, where we eliminate the possibility of him getting hurt, although we already thought that we had eliminated the possibility of him getting hurt. Unfortunately, with being a human being, there are times when things happen that are unpredictable. I would not be okay with letting my son back into the same situation he was in that caused him to get hurt. So we are taking those precautions. So very temporarily will we not be having the wheelchair in the home. Once the precautions are taken, the wheelchair will be back in our house. We also have never planned on living in a multi-story home permanently. So I just wanted to give you guys that little update, because I do think that even though people can come across extremely insensitive and rude, it really doesn't impact me at all, because I do have to admit, it's crazy to me when people think that they love Beckham by bullying his mom. Beckham loves me more than he'll ever love you. He loves me more than he loves anyone in the entire world, and Beckham would want you to be nice to his mom. However, I will address this just because it's a little misunderstanding. People are thinking it's permanent. I'm just here to hop on and say, hey, it's temporary.
I hope she sees that more people are saying this is a bad idea, and I hope people continue to call her out on it and this behavior, because it's disgusting. It's not okay. A lot of you asked me to continue to keep up with Rachel, and honestly, I will keep calling her out. I will, because this hits close to home for me. Maybe that's why I am all the more enraged, but this is disgusting behavior that we're seeing right now, and it is not fair. Taking away his wheelchair. I hope she gets canceled for this. She needs to be canceled. She's a terrible human. Wild. Absolutely wild. But that's what I got for you guys for today. Thank you for joining me. I hope you are having a fantastic day wherever you are in the world, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye guys.